It's been a few days. We have a few things to catch up on. One, it is pouring down rain for the last 3 days. And the little bits of time in which it wasn't pouring down rain, I was busy doing other things or working or life or whatever. And so I haven't been working out outside. I've been doing like some, exercises that I haven't filmed because I live in a tiny house, guys. Filming inside of a tiny house is completely different than filming outdoors. But I also wanted to talk about actually British Bake Off, which is very random, I know, but hear me out. I was watching the newest episode of the British Bake Off that is being currently released on Netflix. It's Caramel Week, which is it's really challenging, right? But we got to this point in which it was the first challenge, and they asked everyone to make, I believe it was 8 identical cookies with caramel and whatever, right? I'm not giving any spoilers. I just want to let you know I'm not giving any spoilers. But right before the judging started, I paused it and I told my husband, I said, you know what bothers me about the show is 2 things. One, they could give a little more time. I realize that having a short amount of time makes for good TV in that they're like hustling and the drama and ooh, but but I feel like they give a little more time because a lot of these at-home bakers are really talented. And it'd be so interesting to see what they came up with if they did have a little more time. My other problem is that, again, because these are at-home bakers, you shouldn't have to do restaurant quality work. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have 8 things that are identical when you're making a small batch, like you're not making a large batch. So if you have like a few duds, you can just like toss them or put them in the discount bin. If you work in a bakery, I owned one. Actually, I was a professional baker and I have my own little shop for a decade. And yeah, sometimes just mismeasure stuff. Like sometimes just you're tired at 2:33 in the morning. Like sometimes you just mismeasure. And like that's a very normal thing to do. And yet we're expecting like these at-home bakers with a limited amount of time and a limited amount of ingredients to just like roll out perfection because they're on a TV show. And I take trouble with that. And also, I've noticed that there have been times where this like Hollywood handshake, whatever, he won't give them if, even though the product is good, they weren't all like exact. And I paused the show and I was complaining about this to my husband about like how I think it's really unfair. I think it's really unfair to expect a level of perfection when really you just need to have like a little bit that's actually good, to show the judges what you can do as an at-home baker. And then it happened. We started the show, and sure enough, there was a contestant who had really good food, who had made a really great caramel cookie. I won't give any spoilers. I won't say who it is or like what the context was, but it was really good. And sure enough, Paul Hollywood would not give her this stupid freaking handshake because it was not like they were not all perfect. Like some of them did not, come out. And I screamed at the top of my lungs. I was like, I knew it. Ah! And he was like, oh, my husband was just like, what? It was such a moment of like insanity. But I'm sharing this because no matter what you're doing, you're gonna have some duds, man. It doesn't matter. You just keep going. You just keep doing the things. You just don't worry about the duds. You focus on the good things that you're doing. So if you have like a project or you're working on things and they're just not quite like there's some days when things just are not panning out. It's okay. Just focus on the ones that came out good. Just focus on the art sessions, the workout, the daydreaming, whatever you're doing right now to reach whatever goal it is. Don't worry about the duds. Don't worry about them. I just spent the last 3 days just in complete seasonal depression because it was pouring down rain. Even though I just made a video saying that I was going out for daily walks to beat my seasonal depression. And then it hit me because when fall first starts, I strangely feel like this little bit of energy because it's not as hot and everything smells really nice. The change of the season, fall time is just, it's just nice, Anytime the seasons change, it's just nice. But I specifically wanted to walk outside to stave off some of this seasonal depression. And then the rain hit and it was not, and it didn't do it. I failed. If you want to be very technical about it, I failed. I failed posting every day on YouTube, even though it was a very snap judgment, arbitrary thing. But I did the things that I could. And some days are going to be a dud. And some workout sessions may not go how you want, but it's still working towards your goal. That lady, she made some cookies that were that weren't great, but the rest were. And the ones that failed, now she knows what to do, or now she knows what can happen if you rush things. And there's just as much room to learn in the failure as the days that go well. Because on the days that go well, you kind of know what happened. You know what's good. And the days that you fail, there's a lot of learning in there, right? And to make things better again. I'm saying all this to say, sometimes things you have to learn the hard way. And you are always able to pivot. You're always able to learn something new, man. And I think that's the best part of life. I do. I may be really, really depressed right now with the seasonal whatever. Oh, God. But I'm being very proactive this season about how to figure out how to work around it. It may have got me for now. And it may get me again. But I'm going to work towards figuring out how to work through and how to manage it and be kind to myself through all of it. Because that's all we've got. It's all we've got. All we've got is to be good to ourselves and work on the ways to, I say move the needle all the time. I know, a broken record. But we're just trying to move it a little bit. Make it a little bit less awful. And as I've gotten older, I feel like I do care less about certain things, which is a gift. That's a gift of getting older, is not worrying so much about it and really recognizing that we're all just doing what we can. And what we can currently is sit in our car while it is pouring down rain. And that's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Gonna pick it up again tomorrow. And I think that going forward, I'm probably not going to post every day. I'm realizing that with my life, my schedule, one of the things that I have not talked about yet on this channel, I've talked ad nauseum about my physical limitations. But I haven't talked about a lot of the mental fatigue that I've had since injury. And I keep trying to overcome it. I keep trying to pretend it's not there. I have worked towards it. Like I have done, like I've met with my doctor. We're working towards things. And I do have a plan. And the things that I am implementing are working. And at the same time, I'm still pretending sometimes that it's not there. And, man, it's rough. It's rough admitting that that you don't function the way they used to. And if you're there, I feel you. It's not easy. It's really hard to accept. But ultimately, you're still you. You know, you're still you. And it's all just navigation. And it's all self-love. And it's just being kind. So, I say all that to say, I hope you're doing well. And we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Leave a comment if any of this resonates. Because sometimes it feels really lonely. Whether you're failing at baking, or your brain gets tired really easily, or you're having a hard time starting anything. Or if you're just like in your car talking at a camera as if it's your best friend. I mean, you are my best friend. Like, it's fine. But anyway, the sun's going down and I'm going to wrap this up. But take care. I will be posting regularly. I just don't know about every day. So I'll see you in the next one. And you take care, okay? I'll take care too. You take care too, though. All right. Good night. I'll see you very soon.